Hello, Xskins. How's it going? Welcome to Chatting with the Captain. Finally got some time to get an interview in. I've been busy burning the candle at both ends. We've been doing the Pulse Chain tour. We just got back from New York. Um, we've been doing the premiere thing for the last couple of weeks, and then the tour. So it's been one thing after another, and then got to celebrate my birthday this last weekend and yesterday, and now I'm back at it, getting ready for another relaxing trip. I'm going to go to Burning Man. Going to be fun. Going to head out there with Kool-Aid and some other Hexicans out there. So first time to the burn. Going to be a trip. So anyway, we've got a true Hexican here that showed up on the scene a while back ago. I remember when he showed up in the chat rooms. And he's been rather vocal out there, and he comes from the professional world. So he's out there shilling and talking to, C-level executives, different companies and whatnot. So we'll probably get into a little bit of that, but just get some history on this cat and find out, how and why and what he's looking at here in the future. And without any more wasted time, I'm going to bring up Hex Keef. What's happening, my brother?
What's up, brother?
Not much. Just chilling on a Monday night, getting back into the swing of things, starting to stream again. Been busy. What about yourself? What have you been up to?
Dude, I have been busy myself, just grinding, bro. Like, people see the chart, and I'm like, I fucking love it. I'm like, this is why I slave for the machine, and I operate in the matrix so I can, funnel everything from that back into Pulse, Hex, Hex, mostly Pulse and Hex.
Well, it's buying opportunities definitely in the bear market. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's funny. It's like only the experienced crypto, people who've been through a few battles, a few bear markets, are actually ones that see the value in this. I mean, there's some, of course, but in general, most people are just resting on their laurels, or not talking to their network of people that they've got, because right now is a time to be reaching out to them, because they're not going to reach out to you until the market's booming, the freaking candles are green, Hex is $1. That's when your phone's going to be ringing off the hook at that point.
Yeah.
So people have to figure out how to start reaching their network now while everything's down, because they're gonna say, well, why didn't you tell me 3 months ago, 4 months ago?
Start the process, right? You have to approach these conversations like case by case, right? It depends on the relationship and the level of connection that you have, but it's something that, like, I've gotten affirmation from this. I've had a, chief human resource officer of a, $100 million mortgage lending company, like, literally about an hour and a half of bullshit, our bullshit, stuff that we had to meet. She didn't want to meet with me. I wanted to meet with her, but long story short, part of an acquisition, right? And I was the guy that had to show up and tell her how it was all going to go. Hour and a half of blah blah blah. Let's this is how this is going to go, right? And then started talking, and inflation, the cost of goods going up, and employees are looking for more. And she, I of course I dropped blockchain and crypto and da da da. And then first thing, immediately, as soon as I said crypto, blockchain, she just snapped. All of a sudden, it was, oh, absolutely, like, you guys that are, I tip my hat to you guys that are in early. You guys are gonna make a ton of money. I think that's where everything is moving. She literally told me this, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, like, she's in. And we start having a conversation about it, and one thing led to the next. I start talking about real deep, the difference between central exchanges, DeFi, like, not your keys, not your crypto, what a seed phrase is. And she was just sitting there, like, you could tell she was like, whoa, this is like premium information. This is great. And, it turned into one of these things where she was like, listen, if you ever want to come back and sit down, I'd love to bring my friends. That's the key word, is bring my friends and sit down and have a conversation about this. Because we know it's the future. We know it's very important, but we're scared shitless. We're terrified of it. We have no idea what to do or where to go. And we just want someone to come in and tell us. And so, this is this huge opportunity for, very, very educated, very smart, very professional C-level folks who are highly compensated, very, very like masters of their craft in their roles. Right. But they don't know anything about blockchain, tech, crypto, DeFi, none of it. Right.
Yeah.
And they're smart. They know that everything is moving in that direction. It's just, there's so much uncertainty, and they probably don't even know how to do the right research to get the information, So
Yeah.
It was just one of those moments. It was a Yahoo moment of like, okay, there is like this awesome, like education sphere that needs to be like, focused on with executives, and like, you could go and show everything on the street to your friends and family, right? But Richard said, we need whales move the price. We want whales in the ecosystem, right? We want those market makers, and $100 million company taking a couple percentages and allocating towards something like this is completely up to them. But if they had the education on how to do it, I think that's where there's some real opportunity with some of these folks. So
yeah, I think getting the practice in now is important. I mean, so for instance, let's just look at Hex. Like, when I was in the workforce, they brought the guy in to sell us the 401k, right? We didn't have 401k at the time. They were just adding it to the company. Mm-hmm. A guy came in, talks about the 401k, blah, 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 which, percentages your company's going to put in, what you're going to put in. You can move it around. You can switch allocations, and, of course we were all in, and, great. At least we got some kind of savings here. It was the best thing going at the time, this is right. 25, 30 years ago. But, when you think about that happening with Hex, because Hex is a better 401k option. It's a better, store of value, because of the yield it generates. So as long as the crypto market itself starts to slow down its volatility and we're not having 90% swings, right, I think that's when we're going to start seeing things like that happening. But getting the practice in now, and us all starting to understand what our wheelhouse is as far as our networking abilities go. That's kind of what we've got to do, because this product isn't going to be sold in magazines and on billboards, right, and on race cars. It's just right. not, it's going to take word of mouth, because crypto was developed that way. It was supposed to be invented, put out there. It's supposed to work. And then the community was supposed to rally around it and go deliver it to the world. And right. as a product, we're the marketing arm of crypto. Right. And, so we've got to practice that. But before we start getting into all this, give us a little history about, I think you actually found Hex before you found Richard, kind of thing, or something like that. So tell me how all of it came about. Where did you end up dropping in on the community?
So it all started like early 21. Rex Pleb bought the top of Cardano, like had everything on us on Coinbase.
Bought into those promises, right?
Bought into fucking all of it, dude, like an asshole. Just I had been in stocks and other stuff, and I had, finagled a little bit of things, in late 2020, and started hearing about crypto. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. And then fucking Doge and all this stuff blew up, and everything was going nuts. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'll toss some money at it. And and then, like, I don't know, like, what was it, like May something or March, like April, things just started going shitty and like going down. And my buddy, actually, one of my buddies, told me about Hex, and it's like, okay, I went to the website, I checked it out, and I held on it. Like, I found out about it in March, didn't really like act until about May, and I think that's when right around we were going from, it was, we went to 4 cents, and then it was like 6 cents all of a sudden in that time frame. So it was like in that 4 to 6 cent range, early 21, and I was like, oh, I can't get Hex. Like, how do I get Hex? Right? Like, I had to download MetaMask. I had to get my seed phrase, and like, I had to learn like some initial steps. And and then just all of a sudden, like Hex started going up, and then I started hearing about Pulse Chain and like this like Pulse Chain thing, and I'm like, oh shit, like that sounds important. Because I was again, I was a Rex pleb on Facebook actually in one of the Hex like Facebook groups at the time, and Pulse Chain came in, started coming out, and then all of a sudden, like July whatever 14th, I saw a video of Hodl Dog how to connect your MetaMask and sacrifice the Pulse Chain address. I was like, okay, like this looks weird. It's no expectations of profit. It's probably important, but like I'm like I was at the time I was focused on this freaking penny stock that me and my buddies got in at. It's an OTC stock. It's like I got it at 205 a share. This fucking thing went to $11 by June. So we were all just like, oh, like I got in February. I got my boys in finally in March. And then like same time I found Hex. And so I started doing that. And then like, so I knew this was important, but I didn't know how important or like what it was really. And if I had the knowledge I have now, if I had that back then, I would have gone crazy. But I was like, yeah, I'll toss some money in, send some ETH, I sent some Hex. Like I ended up, because I realized like, oh, this is legit. Like, okay, there's points involved. These will eventually turn into tokens. No expectations. Yeah. Okay. And and then Pulse Chain Telegram chat, like I don't know, August or so. One of the community members, Papa B, yelled at me, and I was like, whoa, I was like doing crypto on my phone. Oh my God. Like he was like, no, get off your phone, get a computer, get a Trezor. I was like, whoa, shit, I got to take this seriously. Oh my God. So I went on an absolute insane deep dive. And right around the same time that I started doing a deep dive on DeFi, and like really like, okay, like stainless steel backup of my seeds, multiple wallets, like, doing stakes from a Trezor with a passphrase on top with extra, just going real down the deep rabbit hole, is around the same time that I started, listening and, watching Richard's videos and kind of picking up on what he was putting down. And so I'm, definitely late to the Richard and Hex type of, game essentially, but if you measure it from when it launched, but, Richard told us in fall of 21 to get on social media, right? Like get back on your Twitter, get on Telegram, get out there and like, get set up again. So I got back on Twitter, and, towards the end of the year, we had the Pulse Chain Telegram, which was the main place to be. And then, eventually like at the end of the year and then early 22 is when the Twitter Spaces started. And that's when like, that's when we all started coming in to like share ideas, like vet things out, talk about PulseX, talk about Pulse Chain, talk about Hex, like
bitch, moan, complain, and fight with each other. Let's not forget about all that.
Oh, dude, there's definitely been some funny, some funny drama
exchanges.
Exchanges. Yeah. But collaboration too, man. It's been an interesting journey, and luckily I did my stakes from Staker app initially, and so I wasn't too wrecked doing it totally on a hot wallet, but migrated everything to Trezor and do all the deep security parameters, all the crazy deep OPSEC. You could go down the rabbit hole as far as you want on all of that. It doesn't end.
And that's something that worries me about adoption, because
yes, it is
if you remember when the whole AMC thing was going on, and what was that app everybody was using? Robinhood, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like everybody was on it. It was just like point and click, get on the app, boom, 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 and all their everything was on that app. And
Dogecoin was on it.
Yeah, and there was no security really. I mean, it was just couldn't get your money out, or it was a pain in the ass to get it off. But that's what I worry about, is people doing something like that, just throwing their MetaMask on their phone, getting into PulseX, whatever. People have got to understand that security is of utmost importance when it comes to crypto, because it's the benefit of of crypto is that we get to get out of the banking system and out of the government system.
Right.
And the danger of crypto is you're out of the banking system and out of the government protection
You're
system.
not protected. You're unsecured. Right.
Unsecured, or you screw up, it's it.
It's gone. You've
made a bad transaction.
You're done.
Yeah. So it's it's about self-custody. It's about self accountability and responsibility for your own actions and what you do. So handle your security, folks, and handle your transactions, and make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's and double checking every transaction before you send or send somebody to receive for.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a barrier to entry for, if you look on like a mass scale, right? Okay. Maybe there's something that comes down the road, better tech. Richard, God bless his soul, he's already delivered on Hex, Pulse, and PulseX, and Inc. as a side kind of benefit that we knew we thought party token, there was going to be some kind of incentive token, right? We knew that. But like Richard delivered the full stack. We've got the store of value with Hex, immutable code, trustless yield. We've got the layer one, cheaper than Ethereum with faster throughput, even though, the throughput's like, okay, that's cool, but it's more about the cheaper fees. And then, the DEX with all the liquidity, better, order execution, all liquidity in one place. Great. He's delivered on that. Maybe he can deliver again on a key ring of some sort, right? A mobile web, some type of super secure key generator that makes it really easy. Maybe, right? But I think for the general masses, okay, you do a $50, $100, okay, we could, do a little thing on the phone, write it on paper, write down your seed phrase on paper, and tell them take a screenshot. Okay, fine, okay. But for when you start moving into 1,000, 10,000, 20, 100,000, you start to, it's not just like, oh, I'm going to do this on my phone. No, let's take the time to understand why you need to, do all these additional steps, diversify, split everything up into multiple addresses, have a fifth of your holdings liquid, use different addresses for different things. So, all while maintaining a fire and waterproof resistant medium, right? So, it gets necessary to explain the real deep OPSEC things to folks who are, really, I say, like, putting in serious money. It is important for the small guys putting in $50, $100 too, but what's that balance, right? Like, how do we onboard the masses, right, all at one time and make it super easy, but then like also keep them all super secure, because they're not going to do that. They're not going to manage their keys or their seeds appropriately. They're not going to spread their assets out on all these different hardware wallet enabled seed phrases. They're not going to go to that extra step. So there's this like fine, delicate balance that we as the industry, really, it's not just Hex, Pulse, PulseX. This is all of DeFi. This is everyone that's building in this space, right? We need to make it secure, easy, and foolproof for folks to, take their fiat and put it into, the digital asset realm in a very safe, secure way where they're not going to wreck themselves or they're not going to get hacked, right? So it's a delicate balance. It's a fine line to manage with onboarding, especially.
Yeah, because you've got to protect your folks.
Right.
I won't say it. I have people that have like literally, onboards that have literally gone over to their house and they've got their seed phrases on a sticky note on their freaking computer, on their screen. It's like, what in the hell are you doing? I told you to lock that away, to protect it. But they just, people just don't.
They're not going to.
They don't get it until they get it.
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, yeah. But I think when we talk to the business level, executive level, C-suite level, they're the type that are thinking about this like very logically. They're coming in with an open mind. They're ready to learn. So I think if those values are instilled in them the right way from the beginning, from somebody who knows, how to take those extra steps and all those extra precautions, it's very simple. You walk into a boardroom, you explain what blockchain is, you explain the importance of it, where the industry is going, where everything is going with these digital payment rails, and you show them how to download for example, a MetaMask, it puts, hey, here's the website, metamask.io. Cool, pull it up. They write it down. I walk out the room. I come back in. They have their wallet done, set up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we've got better wallets now with internet money. I mean, that's an even better wallet now.
That's yeah. I haven't interacted with it personally myself.
Hexkin made it.
Yeah, I know. And that's I go with the tried and true.
MetaMask is having issues.
MetaMask is a front end. It's a front end simply. MetaMask is simply just a front end. That's just a way to interact with protocols
with your keys.
You should just be importing a seed phrase, from a hardware wallet into MetaMask. But for the average Joe Blow, it's just a household name. That's the only reason why I say it. Richard said MetaMask is fine for now. He said that previous to all the inferior shit. But anyway, yeah.
And internet money allows you to use your Trezor now too, your ledgers and your Trezors.
Okay, so you can import your account, whatever.
You can hook up your hardware wallets to it now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I haven't used it at all.
And I know KG, he's a good member of the community. I've met him multiple times. He's a good guy. He's been working really hard at putting this together. And
I'll give them credit. They've actually put something out. They've launched something. They've given.
There was no airdrop. There's no sacrifice phase.
That's more than some other folks can say. They've actually launched something.
So that's
and
that's
good for them.
And that's the good thing about what we have here. Even though we're in the bear market and we're seeing fluctuations in price and all that stuff, which to me that doesn't matter. I mean, we're in a bear market. It's like this is to be expected. The whole market is sunk right now. And on top of that, the RH ecosystem is diluted. We've all diluted our coins. If you haven't diluted into just the RH coins, like myself, I'm just diluted into those coins, then a lot of people are diluted into the shiny objects and promise stuff that's out there right now that are, close to the ecosystem. So our capital that has been, smashed is diluted on top of it. So I have a hard time sitting here ghosting the trolls that are always saying, "Oh, everything's dead, everything's gone, your dollar going to zero, Richard ran off with your money, blah blah blah."
I think it's fucking hilarious, dude. I think it's fucking great. I laugh at some of these. There was a tweet just fucking earlier today. Oh, the worst investment of 23. It's Hex, Pulse, and PulseX. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking wrecked pleb, dude. You have no idea. Like, you don't get it, dude. You don't get it. These people just don't. They had expectations. And okay, on expectations. Let me be honest, dude. I'm an asshole. I thought, oh yeah, dude, we're gonna launch. We're gonna go to the fucking moon. We're gonna go crazy, dude. That's what I mean. No, have some chill out, dude. Let's look at the ETH chart, and it all went down for the first 180 days. Everything was down. So we're not even in 180 days yet with Pulse. Like, we're half that, right? Yeah. So, and we're following the same chart lines. I mean, it looks very similar, which is a whole other thing.
It looks like the ETH launch. It looks like the Hex launch. I mean, they all have done the same. Yeah. We said it when it was. It's gonna take a dump. It's gonna dump.
Yeah, that's what we need. Richard said, give it a year to shake out the losers who don't believe. He was talking about charts. He was talking about getting all your TA guys. You want the hockey stick chart, right? You want this dip down. You find a bottom, and then you go up. Then give it a year to shake out all the losers who don't believe. So, we've got everything that's happening with this price. Who gives a shit? I'm like, send it lower, please. It's the same thing I said about Hex all last year. It was like, send me down to Chinatown. I'm picking up more fucking Hex, getting T-shares, cheaper T-shares. Like, this is great. So now that Pulse is actually launched, I've been Hex has been like my little side thing. It's been like this, all right, that's my, she's like there for the rest of my life for 15 years. I'm way out with Hex. Me and Hex, we got a long time. Pulse Chain has been the new fix for me. I've been okay, I can't have enough layer one. I just so I've been having this RH maximalist internal conundrum, I guess you could call it. Which RH coin am I more loyal to? Is it Hex? Is it Pulse? Pulse X is kind of also sitting off to my side here. I like PulseX. I do. I got a big bag of PulseX. I sacked a lot for PulseX. I'm good on PulseX. Me and PulseX are good. 5 years, we're good. But like Pulse Chain, and I look at the Hex price too, and I'm like, oh fuck. So like, there's been some splitting of the RH Maxi, loyalty to Hex, loyalty to Pulse. Which one I can't decide. But it's fun. I love it. I see the zeros and I'm like, fucking send us down, dude. It's a great buying opportunity.
I mean, I think that the GOAT will always be Hex. Hex is absolutely the greatest crypto 100%. Ever created. I mean,
it's the only one that really, forces you to delay gratification, forces your weak ass hands. It puts you in a fucking like truth engine commitment where can you stay truthful to yourself? Because if you're not going to be truthful to the truth engine, you're going to fucking penalty, early in stake, you're going to get wrecked. And you go try to end some of your.
And I love that feature.
You're done,
I love
dude.
that
You're
feature.
Done.
The emergency end stake feature is my friend. I love it. I've always
for you guys that were in an AA situation. Yeah, it's great. Like, yeah. For us, lowly like 25, 20. Well, actually, I did see that the T-share rate was like 15, 16,000 hex when I first found hex, and now it's 27,000, 27, 28. Yeah. So yeah,
it is up there. But the thing about Pulse Chain is Hex was already badass. Hex is the double throwdown trick of the week crypto. It just rocks, and it's better than Bitcoin. It's better than anything that's out there. Everything else isn't worth the shit. And then Pulse Chain comes along. Hey, the only problem that Hex had was Ethereum. That was it.
Right.
And then Pulse Chain comes along, and now it's like, oh wow, he just made Hex better. Just made Hex better. And now we've got issues with centralized, decentralized exchanges where, Uniswap is showing its colors that it's, it's possibly a centralized, well, not possibly, but it is a centralized
definitely is 100%.
DEX. And so now we have PulseX, which is a decentralized DEX. So the things that he's built have made Hex even better. So I get behind Hex even more now because of what he's created. And a lot of these people don't understand. They think price is what's going to dictate the future of these products, or that price actually invalidates them, or price defines what these products are. Price does not define what PulseX and Pulse are and Hex are.
Right.
It doesn't. That's just market sentiment. That's just also the market cycle that we're in. We are in a deep bear market where we've lost lots of percentage. And this ecosystem being so new within the crypto ecosystem, and I'm talking about RH products, has all the users, the hardcore general users, have been diluted into the market, into the products. So of course you've even had more price depreciation. Right. On top of that, we had a delayed launch to Pulse Chain. So we had a lot of people who decided they were going to ape in their rent money, and it got stuck for 2 years, and they're butthurt right now because they wanted a 10x on that money that they had waited 2 years for, that they had overextended themselves on. So we have a lot of community members that are pissed. We've got a lot of the Tone Vays and the rest of the detractors that have hated what Richard has done, the Bitcoin maxis that hate what Richard has done because he showed them up. You can't deny it, maxis. Bitcoin maxis, you got your game run on you. Richard ate your freaking lunch. He took your girlfriend, put her on the handlebars, and he's riding her home. That's what happened. And you guys lost. And it's just a matter of time before everything catches up, because he built a better crypto than Bitcoin. And the world will see it eventually. Crypto will see it eventually. I think Bitcoin's probably got its last cycle here before it starts to look like, well, hey, how am I going to make some money off of something that's not going to freaking 10x? When you got other stuff over here.
It's too thick. It's too thick.
It's too thick.
When was the best time to buy Bitcoin?
Yeah, when it was cheap and nobody wanted it.
100% of the coins. there was no liquidity.
Like, what's the best time to buy Hex? Right now.
Right now. Yeah.
When there's no liquidity and it's freaking...
Before the price is dollars. This Hex is, I mean, think about it, dude. Like, we already... we saw Hex. I saw, and I'm just a lowly, latecomer to Hex. I saw Hex go from 3-4 cents to 51 cents, and I was like, "Oh shit, dude!" And I thought I was like doing great. I was like, everything else I've lost my ass on, fucking Cardano, all the other bullshit, and then Hex was like, dup, 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 dup. And do you remember September 21? Just pulling out Staker app, refreshing, and you're just like, "Oh shit." Oh yeah, let's get every day. It was like, fuck, this is awesome. It's just like people don't realize like that can happen. Like in the next bull, it's going to. We just been in this shit bear situation for a while, and we've we've gone lower.
One thing is, this is energy that's being stored. Like it's just like drawing back a bow. When you draw back a bow, the further you draw it back, the more energy you put into it.
Right.
That's what this bear market is doing. The last bear market was that same situation. It was the drawing of a bow. There was a long drawn out bear market. And this one's even worse, bigger dip.
Even worse.
We've taken more. So the first big one, the first real meaningful big bear market, which was the 2020 or after the 2019, or I'm sorry, after the 2017 Christmas, 2017, 2018. So 2017, the market went to, what was it? Right at $1 billion or $1 trillion market cap. So it goes to $1 trillion, and then that energy recessed back down to, I don't know, it was like 250, something like that. Back down to 250 billion. And so this next one, boom, we shot up to 3 trillion, and then it recessed back to a $1 trillion market cap. So that financial energy coming and going is getting bigger. It's getting stronger. It's the bow is getting drawn back further and further. And as these market cycles continue to do this, and we start to gain momentum, then you'll start to see things level off. But it's going to take years for that. And products have to come out. And the other thing is that 99% of the cryptos that are out there are bullshit. Right. And so smart people that you talk to have reason to be leery of the crypto space.
100%. They're terrified.
They're terrified of it because
they see all
garbage.
This dog shit, and it's scam, rug pull this, down that, I lose money here. Oh my God, my wife and my house money and all this shit. And the one time the husband with the kids and the wife and the liabilities and all this bullshit, whatever, he puts the money, he gets fucking rugged by some stupid fucking scam, something he saw on somewhere with some promoted bullshit by some face or whatever, whether it's VC backed or celebrity backed or fucking whatever. And the point is that they got wrecked on it. And that's the kind of user that like, oh, we gave it a chance. Oh, got fucking slaughtered and we're never going back to crypto. It's like, that's what killed a lot of, the industry is like these good people who just had, just a little bit of money to make a difference, and maybe do a 10X or something on something at some point. And they got smoked and rugged instead, and they're never coming back. And the wife hates them for it. And, it's this sad shit show. And that's what scares the shit out of these execs. They're like, dude, we know that like the industry and the tech is there. The people who are deploying it, the way it's being deployed, who's in what they think is control, like they don't know about Hex, Richard Hart, Pulse Chain, Pulse X, like so they need that education. They need, folks to come in, like I said, sit in their boardroom, walk them through what is the blockchain, what does DeFi mean, decentralized finance, what does that mean, like, self-custody of assets, interacting with smart contracts and protocols that don't have admin keys, that are trustless, that are on-chain, transparent, something that you can go and publicly verify that other people have used, and you can go in and feel secure interacting with it. But getting people to that point, it's they don't even know what Bitcoin is. They've heard of it, but they don't know how it works. They've heard maybe of Ethereum, but they don't even know how that works. And so, it's an education thing that the industry needs, to just simplify, right? Layman's terms. Why this? Why was Bitcoin cool? Well, it did this, right? Why is Ethereum cool? Well, you could layer and scale and build all this cool shit on it. Well, eventually that became, not feasible anymore. Fees were crazy. So Now there's a Pulse chain, which is the same thing, same code as Ethereum, but cheaper fees, but faster throughput, more decentralized. And so you can walk them through a narrative of how the tech naturally evolves over time, right? But you can't scare them. You can't, you can't deliver too much at them at the same time. So again, like I said, it's this delicate balancing act of like, you want to give them the hardcore stuff, but you can't give them too much because you don't want to scare them, so.
Yeah, I call that throwing up on people. You you just want to get all the information. Like, let's go. Let's talk T-shares. It's like they just need to know the basics and how it works and understand. And that's what I try and do with the Pulse Chain Tour is sit down and talk to the normal folks out there that are looking at crypto and trying to use it as a tool and then feel confident that the one that they're sitting down and looking at is done right. Because like you said, if it's about self-custody, is it self-custody? Yes. Is interacting with the contract
safe?
Self-custody. Is it safe?
Self-custody there? Right.
Is it audited? Am I the only one operating, or am I giving up to somebody else? And
what am I doing with this protocol? Am I? So there's so many things. It's like people can get wrecked in so many ways, but it's like if you can teach the fundamentals, if you just simply stick to fucking Richard Hart and what he's taught us and what self-custody, not your keys, not your crypto, get your coins off central exchanges, find things with no admin keys, like get in early. Who are the people who make money in crypto? Founders and guys that get in early. Like if you stick to those like kind of ideologies and you instruct people how to do that.
So let's talk about Richard Hart for a minute because it's so you're going to talk. So you're going to sit down and talk to somebody, and you're going to tell them it's hex, and they're going to go home and they're going to write hex down, and they're going to go home and they're going to go to Google and they're going to put in hex, and boom,
boom, scam.
They're going to get Richard Hart's going to come up, and the scam stuff's going to come up, and so naturally the first thing you're going to do is go, oh wait, man, maybe my friend's got his head up his ass, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I got to watch a video of this guy. Well, Richard, you go in and there's all these, you start seeing some of his outrage marketing stuff. And, and then it's like, here we go. This is that. Now we have to crypto splain to him, what's going on here. What's your opinion on all that? How do you get around it? What do you do?
I'd say, I'd probably send them to, one of Richard's early videos with the top hat and send them just back in time and be like, look, this is the guy that founded all of this, go start the beginning. You'll understand more if you really care and you want to learn who this person is. There's probably some good video or some good interviews. The one with the Maylin girl, that's a great one. Actually, one of my onboards saw that one, asked me about it, and that's how she got involved with Pulse X. She found Hex and Pulse X, everything Pulse Chain, or like fall 21, like December actually, like January, right at the beginning of Pulse X. And and she said it was an incredible interview, right? She loved it. Like she was like, wow, that was great. So there's certain ones that you can send them to, but I mean, I'd be like, look, this is an individual that you need to do some serious research on, and you're gonna see scam, you're gonna see glam and fan and this, that, and Gucci bags and stole your money and bought the fucking Lambo shit. Like, you're not ready for understanding why that matters. You're not there yet. You need to start at the beginning. If you're really interested in looking into Richard Hart, if you actually care, let's have a conversation about it, and I'll point you in the right way, like right places to start, right?
Yeah.
But don't come at me with some shit that you saw on Instagram from some guy that DM'd you that Richard Hart's a scammer. I don't want to hear about your fucking Google search results, stupid shit. No, like I'm gonna tell you to go, first of all, richardhart.com and go, read through that, or just go to his, Richard Hart Win YouTube channel and start at the beginning. Scroll down the videos, go to the beginning and look at what his original messages were. Like, this guy is trying to help you. He's trying to give you truth. He's saying things that most of mainstream media, actually all of mainstream media, all of your favorite fucking celebrities and influencers and all your people that your gods, these fucking people that you love and you idolize, they're not telling you this shit. They're telling you shit that's going to get you wrecked. They're telling you shit that's going to put you in a fucking early grave. It's going to keep you fucking working for a goddamn, 9-to-5 slavery shit that you hate. I work 9-to-5 slavery. I like it. It's fine. But like,
I don't.
I like it now. It's okay now. Well, I got plans.
My 9-to-5's over, but I got a 24/7 crypto job now. It's like it's never stops. It's the phone's always ringing at some hour of the morning or texting or it's something hitting me, And but I love it. I love putting my energy into this space, especially with what Richard's created. Getting behind these things has not been difficult at all. Has not been hard to get out there and actually be an advocate for his products and for his message, and that's kind of why they try and call us cult members and whatnot. And I understand that, some of these people don't get it. But it's really all been about what he has taught this community from the beginning. And it is, the core principles of what crypto is supposed to be. And I'm really surprised. And you've probably seen this too. We've seen him go up against just influencer after influencer after influencer, from Alex Mashinsky to just plebs that are out there talking shit like that Alex, whatever his name was, and they all got wrecked. Alex was literally saying, you're going to end up in jail, buddy. And in contrast, we had a Twitter post, a month ago when Alex Mashinsky was in his orange jumpsuit and Richard was in his Gucci going, haha, who's in jail now, buddy? It's like, right. And I don't understand how the crypto space isn't seeing this. And, and even this drummed up SEC bullcrap that's come out. They're come to find out they've had this program for a long while now where they, you can be a whistleblower and the SEC will pay you money.
I saw that recently with the reward thing and the bullshit. Yeah.
Somi talked about it, I think yesterday or today. And we knew that was going on, they're giving people rewards for whistleblowing. And we've got some real big trolls in this community. They're just hate Richard, or they got wrecked somehow, or they're afraid that he's going to jack Bitcoin. And I think that comes from Tone Vase and all their group that were coming at Richard hard because they knew that he was gaming Bitcoin. He was coming out with a better product. And so they were doing everything they can. And so these trolls have seeped into our community. They've gotten into the ears. It was easy earlier on, like during the adoption amplifier, they took like half the community away to some other coin. It was a big mess. And then that coin went flat landed at zero. And it got all those people wrecked. And there were some good hexagons that got swayed over there. And I'm really disappointed in that. But, and now we're seeing the same thing, with this SEC investigation. And literally, I almost thought, I'm like, this is Richard planting this because it's written so bad.
100%.
The charges are written so bad. So Richard sent somebody over there to get him.
Dude, Richard installed a bidet for his mom, and he was here in the States last year. Something fucking happened. Some back channel, some fucking shit. Okay, people think like, oh my God, I'm so scared. They're coming after Richard. He's got it. No, dude, this guy is a fucking master strategist. He is a game theory. He is playing 5D fucking chess with all of us, with everything, all of this. Hex is where it started. Hex put him on the map. Hex is incredible. Hex is in its own category. Nothing has had, I tried to do this. I did it. I was like thinking to myself, what the fuck has had 100% flawless uptime? There's no such software, protocol, company, business, entity, thing, like no software. There's no phone line. There's no computer. Nothing has had 100% flawless uptime. So like, okay, that's amazing. But like, when I think about it, I'm like, okay, we have this master strategist who takes 2 years to launch, or there's this delay, like, you know, people think it's this coding delay or something when improvements to the Ethereum
When it's a
Foundation were
fork.
submitted. Yeah. Improvements were submitted to the Ethereum Foundation in September, or maybe it was late August of 21, when the whole narrative for ETH was, oh, 2.0 ETH proof of stake is so far away. It's 6 years away. Oh, it's so far. And then improvements were submitted.
It's another 6 years.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, boom, 1 year later, boom, we had fucking ETH 2.0 proof of stake. Cool. Richard was never forking proof of work Ethereum. That was never the case, but he didn't have a proof of stake Ethereum yet. So, like,
they pushed their hand.
It's like,
he said, well, I'll get the ETH devs to make it for me.
Yeah, right. And how many times has Richard said, I love my devs. I have the best devs in the world. I love my devs. Like, people think that the fucking bridge delay with the money slowly flooding in, or like people think that was like, oh, whoops. Oh, how could you fuck that up? And then V1 PulseX, V2 PulseX. This isn't just like, whoops, we made a fucking mistake. No, there's a reason for it. There is a master strategy, you know, deployment of all of this that we don't know shit about. Fuck. And we're just lucky enough that we have the information and that we're here, and that Pulse and Hex have zero, and PulseX all have zeros in front of them right now, because it's not going to be like that forever. Right. No. And you know, so for people to think that this was a mistake or they fucked something up, no. This is all going according to plan. This is all part of the plan. You can't tell the American people, you have to show them.
Yeah, in my opinion, that's what he's done. He is a master tactician. We know some of the games that he's played and he was addicted to, and those games require masterful freaking tactical skills and strategies, and that's what he's always been. I mean, he played this game that way with Hex. It was like, Richard's either the luckiest guy in crypto or he's the smartest guy in crypto. And after watching him for years, watching what he's done, watching everything that's come out, he's a master, and he has run game on all of them. And he didn't do anything special. He didn't do anything special. He just did everything the way it was supposed to be done. Like, why couldn't we have these cryptos before? These weren't difficult things to do. I mean, look at how long Cardano's been working on smart contracts.
Right. And then they deployed that bullshit, and then it was
garbage.
Sunday swap shit. Took a shit on everyone's face. 7-day waiting where transactions were stuck. Stupid. Yeah. But we have trolls and people who are fucking broke wrecked. They have their fucking feelings hurt about the price of Pulse, and it's the worst investment I've made this year, and I'm fucked. Oh God. It's like, the fucking fundamentals haven't changed. Richard has delivered a full stack. The product hasn't changed. We have an amazing, like, super cheap Ethereum version, that the Pulse chain, which is ours. Like, this is our layer one. I mean, it's fucking awesome being able to do my thing, just do my DeFi thing, like I was doing on ETH in the bear market, which was cheap last year. I will say, if you were buying and staking Hex and moving Hex around to multiple addresses last year, it was a fucking dream. It was great. It was like a couple bucks. I did a fucking stake for the Quattro Cinco for 98 cents on ETH. I was like, that's great. Hell yeah. But like, that still doesn't compare to the, you know, cents, the pennies that we're paying now, you know, on Pulse Chain, right? So it's a massive drop in like, you know, cost to do DeFi.
Literally had somebody on Twitter the other day say that the fees were through the roof, that the Pulse Chain fees were through the roof. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
How is it?
I'm not even going to answer this idiot. He's like, oh, it costs way too much Pulse. And I'm like, but dude, it's measured in value of the dollar that you're paying, not in how much Pulse, you know?
Right.
But
you can get an enormous amount of Pulse right now to do all your transactions that you could ever dream of. Like,
for one unstake fee on Ethereum.
Right,
You
exactly.
can have as
Right.
much pulse as you'll ever need for transactions.
Yeah, forget about sending, swapping, sending out again, staking from go to hex, all these like, dude. Because at one point when it was the worst in the top of the bull,
Oh,
21 September, October, fuck, dude, you would have put it. I know this because my mom, God bless her soul, she bought what could arguably be the top of X, at that she had 37 cents. You want to put $1,000 in at 37 cents at the top of the Ethereum bull market. Out of $1,000, you're getting $815, $20 in after all the fucking fees, dude. The Coinbase to the fucking MetaMask to the fucking staker to then stake, like,
yeah.
But she's
I mean,
she's watched her sinker, so she's good. But still,
yeah, my buddy Mikey, who got in, who was in the movie with me, he got in at the top, put a lot of money in at the top, rode it all the way down, but he DCA'd in all the way down because he had
you have to
counsel him, and he's like, okay, you got to double down on it because you got to run through the cycle. If you sell at the bottom, that's when you lose. That's when you lose. When you're buying, you're not losing when you're buying.
We saw them all, dude. And look, I'm a bit of an asshole. Like, I encourage people, if you're gonna dump your position, thank you very much for the cheap fucking Richard Hart blue chip tickers, because I fucking love it, because I have a 5-10 year fucking outlook, 15-year on Hex. I'm so fucking long that this shit right now is just I'm like, okay, let me grab this, let me grab that, let me grab a bag of this, oh, dude, it's exciting. Obviously, would I love to see a fucking 100x? Sure. 5x, 10x, sure, cool. I saw a great, performance with Hex in 21. It's capable of doing it again. I just know what the macro picture is right now, and I know the choppy waters that we have ahead of us from a macro economic outlook, especially with a fake election coming up here, with what's about to happen over the next year and a half, 2 years. Not fake election, you know what I mean? Just election
sham.
season.
They're sham. Yeah, an election season sham. We're gonna get the choice between a what do they say, a douche and a turd, right? So it's what do you want, the douche or the turd? And that's what we're gonna end up with, and we'll get whatever we deserve, and then and it's not going to change anything. The cycles are the cycles. They're gonna happen,
right.
And I think that this next crypto cycle is, it is drawn back to be something special, and I'm excited about it. And
I like your analogy about the bow. It's just we're kind of. We might still have a further.
Oh, there's some more energy that can be put into this thing.
we might have a little more of a stretch, a couple more months, but yeah, I think quarter 1 to next year we start to see some fucking maybe that's when we actually release the bow, and we just that the energy just fucking starts to fly, and then. Yeah, 25 should be interesting.
As bad as these markets go down, they go up the same. Yeah, and it's it's green candles for freaking months. It's just a beautiful thing. And then you watching your charts and everything, and just watching your crypto grow so fast. And I think the one thing that we don't talk about enough, and it's so discouraged and it's so frowned upon, is exit strategies and taking profits. And that's not only necessary, but encouraged. And instead of everybody shitting on everybody who's doing that, I remember Hexo, at the top, close to the middle of the market as it was coming down, he cashed out a little to take care of his family, and people gave him shit for it, and it was like, what are you guys talking? This man
don't fucking judge
spit
me.
out a spleen for you guys. He was the first guy to spit out a spleen for you guys and fucking entertain you and help you onboard your people, give you information. And you're going to stop the man who just had a fucking 2 kids while he was doing this streaming from the fucking hospital room. You're going to try and talk shit to the guy taking a few bucks so his family could survive for the next year or two during the bear market. You fucking assholes, man. It's like, leave people alone. Like, I'm in profit right now. As low as Hex is right now, I'm in fucking massive profit right now because of my entry point. So I could sell right now and it doesn't hurt me one little bit. Now, it's not at the top, but and I don't want to sell any right now, but if I did, I'm in profit right now.
Right.
And those people, you got to just fuck off and not worry about those people because they exist and they're going to get out when they need to get out, and they're going to cash out when they need it. And guess what? They deserve to, and it's none of your fucking business.
Right.
And for people to go out and dox wallets that are doing this and talk shit to people, oh, the OGs are dumping on your heads. Well, guess what? The OGs are going to be dumping on your heads forever. And then you're going to be an OG and you're going to dump on the new people's fucking head.
Right.
It's how the world works. It's how all assets work. You know, a guy bought a freaking a 1964 Impala, 25, 30 years ago for $5,000, and he's selling it for $30,000-$40,000 a day on the person that's going to put the money in to get it.
Right.
It's the same anywhere. Stock market, you name it. People dump, people sell so that they can have cash flow and they can go and live the lives that they want to live. That's what this is for. It's not some type of freaking popularity contest or whose moral turpitude is better by holding their bags forever.
Bag, dude? Yeah, dude. What's the point of dude? Like, I told this, and I've said this in the space a million times. Like, look, I'm in this for the mad gains, number one, for sure. Like, the tech is secondary, and then the community is really tertiary. I mean, the gains is number one. The tech is number two. The community is number three. And, that's because I want to do a 100x, 200x, 3, and up from there, right? That's like, we hope for that, some people have seen it. Some people have seen 10,000x. Good thing about Hex is I won't fucking know shit about Hex for several cycles because, in order to get the maximum amount of t-shirts, you got to go super, super long these days, especially now the price is down, so t-shirts are cheaper now.
That's what the product is. The product is built to be utilized that way. I mean, it really is. To get the bang for your buck, to utilize Hexes as it's supposed to be, it's a long-term hold. It's like a CD. It's a 10+ year CD. That's what you're looking to. But I wanted to step back real quick because you said, hey, I'm in it for the mad gains. Honestly, I mean, when it comes down to it, I am too. But here's the one thing I learned as I'm getting older and learning these markets and networking itself and how the networking effect works. The more people you help, the more people you get involved, the more people that you bring these products to and change their lives, the better your life is going to get, the bigger your bags are going to get, the more rewards you're going to end up with. It's a byproduct of doing the right thing. And that's what I think what all of us are really should be focusing on trying to do, because we're really bringing a product to market that's going to save people, because people are wrecked. And it's because of the money system.
People are so
the government.
I know.
And the powers that be and what they've done to it, and this finally puts the power back into the people's hands. The DeFi products that Richard has out now gives us all the tools that we need to literally go out and run the system. We can game the system now. Bitcoin had the concept of doing it, and Ethereum coming out with smart contracts gave everybody the ability to go out and get up off their ass and go do it. But nobody did. Nobody did until Richard came along. And Richard said, okay, well, let's fix Bitcoin and let's decentralize it and let's put it over on our own blockchain, decentralize that, give everybody an exchange to do it on, and then we'll build all the extra products on the outside to make it onboarding and offboarding easy and simple and clean. And that's what he's doing. And that's what he gamed the system, and they don't even realize it. They've been screwing around with their promises and their Silicon Valley style marketing that they've been doing. Keep people on the hook long enough and they'll sit there and just keep rolling money into this thing, and we don't have to ever produce anything.
Do really. Shit, exactly.
And that's what they did. I mean, look at it. Look at what Cardano, look at XRP, and all these things. It just never got to the right spot of bringing people DeFi, and now the whole space is screaming for companies like BlackRock and JP Morgan to bring their money into the system.
Yeah.
Like the exact opposite of what their tenets were. Like the tenets of Bitcoin and the Satoshi white paper does not say anything about bring BlackRock to the table. That's going to save us.
Bring Diamond to sit down. Right.
That is how pathetic crypto has gotten. They are freaking cheering this thing on as they're giving up their soul to the thing that they're actually were trying to combat, and it's a sad thing, and it's all money motivated. It's greed motivated. It's all, people will do anything for greed, man. They'll sell their souls, and that's what they're doing. And that's what I like. We don't have to, because we've got products that are going to help people, that are going to get people out of that system and change that system and get the power back into the people's hands, So.
I will say that, taking an approach, where it's not so much self-centered, because again, I'm an asshole, right? So I'm like, yeah, but it for me, right? But and I'm onboarded, but when you put it like that, when it's when you frame it as a way to free oneself or escape the inevitable like dilution and inflation and no hope, lack of hope, like dark, stormy fucking waters, and then provide that that beacon of light, that is where we should be moving to, and a lot of us are, everyone in our community is all tied up on the next shit. This fucking thing just launched, and that guy fucking launched a PRC, and this shit, there's all this blah 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 blah, and it's like, just bring it back to the fundamentals, bring it back to the vertical stack. Hex was designed to fix the problems that Bitcoin has. Pulse Chain is designed to fix the problems that Ethereum has, and Pulse X obviously designed to fix the centralization problems of these fake dexes, Uniswap and Matcha now. Apparently fucking Matcha's also removed Hex, which is fucking insane. I can't believe that. I just saw that recently. I was like, oh my fucking God. So like, focus on the fundamentals, the vertical stack, right? The vertical integration of crypto, the layer one, the DEX, the store of value, and then eventually fiat on off, maybe a marketplace, right? Like a digital marketplace of sorts where things can be bought and sold and traded, and that
wallets and onboarding and offboarding,
wallets and shit. Right, exactly. So, but I think if you focus the message, you focus the message on like, there's potential with this tech. The tech is so fucking important. Our tech happens to be some of the most cutting edge right now. You're not going to see these giant green candles. Like, it's not going to be this great, like, amazing ride from a price performance speculation play. It's more of a focus on why this is important. What is blockchain? What is DeFi? What is self-custody? What is operational security? What is, doing this in your own time, possession, money, the way you want to do it, in control of everything, and not sucking middleman dick and being subject to counterparty risk and exposed to poor management of direction and vision and assets and all the bullshit that comes along with trusting someone else. There are people that will be receptive to that message, but is the general world and public ready for that yet? I don't know, man. That's a tough thing, because people want to listen to the authority. They're like, oh, tell me what to do, please, TV. Oh, I got to get more fucking vaccines and boosters and shit for the new fucking COVID shit that's coming out. Wear a fucking mask. No, it's like, how do we find the ones that are out there, that want to fucking learn, that they want to fucking open their eyes, and they want to, decalcify themselves and fucking step out of the traditional fiat fucking money ledger system, which dirty, fucking corrupt, fucking inefficient, not transparent, basically the opposite of what blockchain is, and how do we pull them into the light? So I agree with the message there. And You know, am I in it for the
And-
mad gains? Yes, but can I be in it for changing someone else's, you know, mindset, life, vision, everything? Yeah. I'm done with that too.
And mad games is a side effect of going out and helping as many people as you can. The more of it, because this is a networking opportunity, this community. See, crypto, like we said in the beginning, it doesn't have a marketing team. It's not going to be advertised on billboards and get people involved. It's literally going to take people sitting down with other people, showing them that, because the process is too difficult. Like you can't put it on a billboard and on a website and have people do
it's
it.
not
Just screw it up. So it takes that handhold, you know, and unless you're like really, really dedicated into learning how to get yourself in, like some of us did, you know, and even along the way, I had help from people, this person, that person. So it takes that hand holding, and it's about networking. It's about the community coming to and doing it as well as possible. And you know, that's like what the Pulse Chain Tour is for. We get out there, we meet your people, we bring them into the room, we show them other people other than, you know, their kid or their next door neighbor or their best friend or whatever, telling them how to do this. They get to see somebody else who's doing it, who's been in the game. You know, they get to hear, you know, how to onboard, how to, you know, and ask the questions that they want, and gather around after, have a meeting after the meeting, you know, and that's what's needed. We need more of these networking events. We need more people out there getting close to people. And, you know, and I'm hoping, you know, one day that we're in stadiums, whether it's me or somebody else, it doesn't matter. But I'm hoping that we're in stadiums, sitting down with people and showing them what this is about and going, hey, we're taking this away from the banks. We're taking this away from the governments. Here we go. And here's the products to do it with. And this is how we're going to do it. You know, and, you know, that's my vision. That's my dream. And I know that the side effect of that, or the after effect, or whatever you want to call it, is going to be mad gains, period. Because I'm invested. Yeah. I've got plenty of crypto. Yeah. I've got plenty of Pulse X and Hex. I got plenty of them. And as the price goes up, I'm going to be better and better and better. And that means adoption, just like any other asset in the world. You know, they're always like, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. You got to put more people in. I got a buddy who bought at the top, and he's always like, oh, there's got to be more people coming in. This whole thing's one of those scams, you know? I'm like, no, dude, that's how everything works. When you buy Tesla, in order for your Tesla stock to go up, more people have to buy more Tesla in order for that stock to go up and for you to cash out. That's how it works. It's marbles in a jar. And every once in a while, somebody takes a handful of marbles out of the jar. That's it. That's it, bro. So people need to understand that there's nothing new under the sun. These are just different investment tools. They're just different tools with different purpose, meaning that, you know, we're getting them, again, taking the power out of the banks and the government's hands and putting it in our custody, our own custody. And I don't have to depend on you or Richard or anybody in the chat room. It's me and the code. It's me and my hex.
It's fucking beautiful, dude. I know.
That's it. You know, and we have to teach people. I know how to take you to where it's you and your money. Yeah. It's you and the code. It's you and your money. Trustless, immutable code, and it's just you and it. That's it. And it works. Yeah. It's worked for 4 years almost now. It's already 4 years track record. And now Pulse Chain is already getting a good track record. And it's just going to take time for the world to catch up. But they'll also, they all eventually.
It is. It's like, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like, you know, the whole, everyone thought the fucking internet was going to be email thing, and everyone laughed and made jokes, and the fucking guys who got into the, you know, cell phone tower business early on got bought out by fucking, got paid hundreds of millions of dollars for their tech and for their shit. And you know, it's the same stuff. It's just the world's not, you know, quite ready. One could say that we had like a bubble of sorts, right? Kind of analogous to the .com bubble. Maybe that happened last year, right? Maybe all these little fucking dominoes had to fall. The FTX, the Nexus, the fucking Celsius, all this shit.
It's perfect
that
storm.
had to fall apart, dude.
Yeah, it's a perfect storm. It's a perfect storm with all the SEC stuff, the launching of the products, the timing of the launch, the movie coming out when the movie's coming out. I mean, it's out there forever now. Now everyone's, oh, well, it didn't pump our bags, RG. I'm like, that's not what it was fucking supposed to do, you fucking idiots. It was made to document our journey, a few of us in Hex's journey with Richard, and put it out there for the world. And it was to bring the detractors in, the questions, and those of us who were there. And it was supposed to be gifted to the world so that eventually, when it comes time, when a bull market comes, and people are interested in crypto again, and it's there recorded on record, and people go, wow, what is this thing? Who are these people? What are they doing? You know, what's this question? What's that? And that's what it was for. It wasn't for pumping bags, which is like blows my mind that people were actually saying that to me. We didn't pump our bags. I never said it was going to pump our bags.
No.
Right on, bro. Well, hey, any closing words? We've gone over our hour. I could sit and talk to you for a long time.
No, shit. I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for having me on, man. You know, I'm definitely looking forward to the outlook. You know, we've got this opportunity ahead of us that I think, you know, we can make a difference. You know, am I in it for the mad gains? 100%. But if I can also bring with and improve the quality of life for as many, you know, as possible, you know, that's definitely a good message to roll with. So I think you know, there's people out there that are going to talk shit. They're going to troll. Fuck the trolls. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about the people who don't know shit about blockchain tech. They don't know shit. They don't even know what DeFi stands for. Those are the people that I want to educate. I want to bring them in. I want them to, you know, not financial advice. You do what you want. You put $1 in, and in fact, what I'm going to do is my plan is to airdrop them. I'm going to give them. It's called a risk aversion tactic. I fucking give them a pulse. I give them a pulse X. I give them a hex. Dude, it's there. Boom. Look right there. This is how you track it. Now you have it. What you do from here is up to you. But here's how to get started. Here's why it's important. This is the education. This is the nomenclature. This is why it matters. This is where we're going, and this is how to do it safely. So, you know, I think I like the message of you know, try to change. You know, have an impact, and then the mad gains, you know, come from that effort, you know.
Yeah, buddy.
So.
All right, Keef. Thanks for coming on, man. You can see him
brother.
Murder Sauce on Twitter and go follow him. All right, my man. Thanks for coming. I'll catch you guys all on Wednesday with Famous. We'll see you.